Hi, this is Dave Bone from roundandround.com with a review of the large 4.1 liter version of the new Ortlieb Saddle Bag 2. Last winter, I built up a bike with the sole purpose of it being my daily ride, the one I take out for a spin up the Schuylkill River Trail or out to meet friends for dinner. It's not going for overnight trips loaded with camping gear, but with few exceptions, if I get on the bike, I'm going to ride at least 20 miles. So if something goes wrong, it's going to be too far to walk home. I need to be able to carry some things along just in case. In my view, the bare minimum is a spare tube and a patch kit, either a pump or a CO2 inflation kit, a multi-tool, a spare chain link, some other spare hardware, somewhere to stow my smartphone, a snack, and either a rain jacket or a lightweight fleece. Most of my bikes are configured with a rear rack, which gives me the option of installing either a rack trunk or panniers. But if all I'm doing is hopping on for a ride after work, it feels good to go fast with a bike that's light and nimble. Racks are heavy, and so are the bags that attach to them. A lot of cyclists like to use a small seat bag in the pockets on the back of a jersey, or maybe even a backpack. If that works for you, great, but I hate carrying things on my own back. I want to hang them on the bike. I considered a few options. A handlebar bag's a practical solution, but for everyday rides, I don't want the wind drag, and honestly, I just don't like the bulky look. Frame bags are another option, but most of them are difficult to take on and off the bike for security purposes. My preference is to keep my stuff behind me, out of sight and out of mind. Without a rack, that leaves two options, either traditional saddlebags or the newer generation of bike packing seat packs. This is where the Saddle Bag 2 comes in. Traditional saddlebags are too small to carry everything I want, but bike packing seat packs tend to be huge, swaying out in the breeze behind you. The Saddle Bag 2 fits in the sweet spot between them, with over 4 liters of capacity, a surprisingly lightweight, easy taillight attachment, and a competitive price of about $65. After deciding to try one, I went to numerous local bike shops, but none stocked it, so I ordered it online. A few days later it arrived and I installed it immediately. I've since used it for close to 1,000 miles. Now let's get into the details. I'll run through a description of the materials, weight, mounting mechanism, capacity and adjustability, stability, and the means of mounting a rear light. Let's start with the materials. The Saddle Bag 2 is built around an inner C-shaped plastic shell, which is stiff enough to maintain the shape of the bag and support the contents. The outer bag is made from what Ortlieb describes as a PU-coated nylon fabric. The fabric is light and flexible, but feels strong and tough. The waterproof PU coating, which I assume is polyurethane, is on the inside. Overall, the bag feels a lot like my Front Roller Plus panniers. It's smooth and slick on the outside, but the interior waterproof coating gives it some friction, which makes it a bit of a chore to slide things in and out. That's not a major issue, but you definitely notice it. There are numerous reflective markings on the bag which help with nighttime visibility. The straps and buckles are typical of other Ortlieb products. They're not particularly heavy duty, but they seem to strike a good balance between lightweight and durability. The mounting mechanism is made of molded plastic. It's also typical Ortlieb. Simple, lightweight, and sturdy enough for its purpose. Ortlieb claims a weight of 268 grams or 9.2 ounces. On my kitchen scale, the bag alone measured about 9 ounces, and adding the mount brought it up to about 10.25 ounces. It feels really light, enough so that you probably won't even notice it being on the bike. By comparison, my medium-duty Trek rear rack weighs close to 25 ounces, and the trunk bag weighs another 26 ounces. Sure, they can carry a lot more, but they add over 3 pounds to the weight of the bike versus just over a half pound for the Saddle Bag 2. The Saddle Bag 2 uses the same mounting system as the previous generation saddlebag that was around for about a decade. The bag slides onto a simple 2-piece bracket that clamps to the seat rails with 2 Phillips head screws. It's thin enough to fit most configurations as long as you don't have the saddle mounted all the way forward on the rails. The slots are also wide enough to allow it to be installed on the parallel section of the rails or a little bit further back where they start to taper upward. This can help to tilt the bag upward if the clearance between the seat and the rear wheel is tight. This isn't a problem for me, but it might be for cyclists on smaller bikes. Ortlieb sells this bracket alone also, so you can easily move the bag among different bikes. It retails for less than $10. The mount on the bag simply slips onto the bracket and snaps in place. It feels secure, and I don't have any worries about the bag falling off if everything is installed properly. The front of the bag also has a Velcro strap that wraps around the seat post. This keeps the bag more secure and minimizes the chances of it swaying from side to side during rides. Because seats are adjustable forward and backward, the mount is also adjustable, allowing it to be configured so that the front of the bag is right up against the seat post, while also ensuring that the mount snaps securely into place. This adjustment is tool-free. You simply squeeze the ears on the side of the catch while lifting up, slide it into a new position, then push it back down until it snaps back in place. The catch has a pin on the underside that locks it into position. There are 4 different hole positions in the mount, spaced about 3/8 of an inch apart, allowing a wide range of adjustment. Removal of the bag from the bike is quick and easy. Simply unfasten the Velcro strap on the seat post, push down the button on the catch, and slide the bag backwards. That's it. All of the parts, including the Velcro strap assembly, are installed with screws. That should make them replaceable in the case of damage or wear. In my experience, Ortlieb makes spare parts readily available through their dealer network. The standard bracket won't work with some saddles, like Brooks Spring suspension models, because of the shape of their mounting rails. Ortlieb sells optional mounting straps separately, though with them you lose the benefit of the excellent quick-release system. The Saddle Bag 2 is about 4.5 inches tall, and it hangs about an inch below the seat rails. There's plenty of clearance on my bike, but I wouldn't try to install it on a smaller setup that doesn't have at least a 6-inch gap between the rear tire and the seat rails. The interior is large but Spartan. No fasteners protrude into the cavity, which is nice, but there are no compartments to pack away small items and keep them from sliding around while you ride. For now, I'm using an old camera case to hold my tube, patch kit, multi-tool, and spare parts. It fits well up in the nose of the bag. Camping dry bags would be another good option. It would be nice if Ortlieb supplied at least one pocket to hold a smartphone within the rigid section. Ortlieb claims a capacity of 4.1 liters, which is just over 1 gallon. To test this, and to test the waterproof claim, I opened the bag and took a gallon of milk. No, just kidding. Visually, it does look close to about a gallon inside. Ortlieb also recommends a maximum load of 2 kilograms, which is about 4.4 pounds. That's a lot less weight than a rack and a pannier or a rack trunk can accommodate. So if you routinely carry heavier cargo, the Saddle Bag 2 may not be the best choice for you. To seal the bag, you roll up the open end. With nothing in the bag, the closure can be rolled over 5 times. This can be a bit challenging because air trapped in the bag pressurizes it. Ortlieb provides a deflation valve on their bike packing seat pack to deal with this issue, but there's none on the saddle bag. It would be a worthwhile addition. Once the bag is rolled up, it gets secured with straps and buckles that pull the corners forward on each side. The straps can be pulled tight to compress the contents up towards the nose of the bag. This helps keep the bag compact, and it minimizes the amount of shifting inside. Another nice side benefit is that it allows you to easily reach down during a ride and feel the straps to make sure everything's still secure. In practicality, it can be a bit clumsy to connect and disconnect the straps. I often lean one side of the bike up against a pole or a fence or a wall when I stop, and that hinders access to the strap on that side. I can't see an obvious solution, and the benefits of the side straps outweigh this convenience though. I can easily fit my repair tools, my favorite blue fleece, a snack, and my phone inside. They fill the bag just to the edge of the lower part of the shell. Filled to this point, the closure rolls 4 times, which is what Ortlieb says is necessary to ensure a waterproof seal. Unfortunately, this is about the limit of how much you can stuff in the bag. It could hold more, but the side straps aren't long enough to secure it if you do. You can see that the strap is fully extended in the photo. Maybe in the next version, Ortlieb will make the straps a little longer. The stability of the Saddle Bag 2 is great. The combination of the mounting bracket and the seat post strap ensures that the bag is held in place securely. Once the opening's rolled up and the side straps are tightened, the cargo stays in place. During the 1,000 miles I've ridden with it, I've never noticed any movement or swaying, and it's been completely silent. Of course, that would be different if your cargo was loose inside. With the previous generation saddlebag, mounting a taillight was difficult because of the position of the straps that sealed the bag at the rear. With the Saddle Bag 2 side strapping system, there's space for a series of slots that allow easy installation of a standard taillight. Mine slid right in and feels secure. There are 5 slots underneath and 3 slots on the part that ends up semi-vertical when you seal the bag. I picked the middle slot on the vertical part and haven't had to move the light even with the bag loaded to a variety of different capacities. I initially worried that I'd hit a bump and the light would come loose, but it hasn't happened yet. Ortlieb also claims that the Saddle Bag 2 serves as a mini fender on the rear. That's a bit of a stretch, but it definitely deflects some water from puddles and light rain. It's certainly no replacement for full fenders, though. I wouldn't count on it for winter commuting in Portland or Seattle. Overall, the Saddle Bag 2 is an impressive piece of equipment. It's light, attaches and detaches quickly, snugs down easily to secure different size loads, has slots for a taillight, and it's built from durable materials. That said, it has a few minor shortcomings. It would be nice to have a cell phone pocket to protect the screen when things shift during a ride. The friction of the material makes it a bit difficult to slide things in and out. The side straps could be longer to accommodate larger loads, and they make the bag a little difficult to open if it's leaned against something. It's also challenging to let the air out of the bag as you roll up the closure flap. But overall, those are minor quibbles compared to the positive attributes. The 4.1 liter Saddle Bag 2 is a solid bag at a fair price that can viably take the place of a rack-mounted trunk. I expect mine to get used and abused on a regular basis over the coming years. I hope you found this review to be helpful and enjoyable. If so, please leave a comment or a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the Round and Round channel or visit our website at www.roundandround.com for more info on bikes, cycling gear, cycle touring, and interesting rides in the US and abroad.